Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Garak here. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Job Review Series. This is the PvE review of the newest job we've gotten to level 90. It's been a long time coming because I haven't played this job since A Realm Reborn, honestly. Like, I got her to 51 in Heaven's Ward and then just decided I'm not going to Omni class this expansion, and that's where I left her. So it's taken forever, but here we are with, you guessed it, from the carbuncle in the back, the summoner. That's right. Now, before I get into this and I start giving my own review and opinions, when we get to the part of the video where I start going over what's new, what's changed, please don't murder me in the comments. Don't hit me with the actually Garak summoners had this and this between Heaven's Word and Stormblood. Listen, I don't know. I am not a summoner expert. I have only played this job in 2 expansions so far. That's A Realm Reborn, the base, and then now in Endwalker. I haven't played Summoner since then. In fact, Summoner wasn't even on my radar. I don't know why. I've always enjoyed Summoner in some fashion. I just, you know, I don't know. I just didn't pay much attention to it in previous expansions up until now. Obviously, they announced in Shadowbringers that Summoner was going to be getting a rework of some sorts. They gave it some damage buffs and they tweaked some skills for the expansion just to kind of pacify everybody a little bit. But this iteration of Summoner, in my opinion, is awesome. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So keeping up with the format from our previous videos, we're just going to give into the review with my personal thoughts, opinions, and just overall rating. And I gotta say, I had a lot of fun on Summoner. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that out of all the DPS jobs I've leveled so far, which of course, as you all know right now, has only been so far Monk, Reaper, and now Summoner. I do have Dancer and Dragoon and Samurai. Those 3 are next up on the list in some way, shape, or form. But as of right now, out of the 3 I have at level 90, Summoner is by far my favorite. I give this job I'm reluctant to give it a 10 out of 10 because there are some just very small minor things about it, but honestly, no, I'm gonna give it for the DPS jobs. This is my 10 out of 10 job right now so far. That could change when I get Samurai, Dragoon, Dancer, all of them leveled up, but for now, Summoner is a 10 out of 10. It's very straightforward and easy these days, so even a beginner to the game could pick it up and do well enough, as long as you know how to push the right buttons and when, which is pretty easy by just reading tooltips. For those who are actual Summoner experts and really delve into and master the job, it's deadly. And in my opinion, this iteration of Summoner right now it's fast paced compared to how it used to feel. It's very fluid. It flows very well. It's got decent mobility for a caster, and it's flashy and it's fun. I had an absolute ball on this job. Now, moving on to the next section. Like I said before, I'm going to try to go over what is new, what's different, what's changed, what's gone. But honestly, I know because I've only played this job back in A Realm Reborn, I'm only going to be able to really compare it to that, and without doing super deep research and referring to wikis and stuff, I'm not going to catch everything. So again, I do apologize. Please don't attack me in the comments, but from what I've experienced, this is what I'm going to give to you guys. So as I've mentioned before, obviously Summoner went through a huge rework in Endwalker. They changed a lot. Back when I played Summoner, this job was what was known as the dot/pet class. As you can see, we have our carbuncle. She's out and about, just kind of hanging out. We do have some pet commands. We have steady, stay. You can tell her where to go if you want. Bring her back to your side. You can put her away. But she doesn't really do anything. It used to be that carbuncle would attack based on the color of the carbuncle, and you can see here, like, you can even summon, like, we can summon a ruby carbuncle if we want, and I think we have a topaz one somewhere, yeah, and an emerald one. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. In fact, actually, no, I don't even think, yeah, we can't even summon them. We can't even summon them. That's right. It's just carbuncle. That's strictly for what become later on the primals. So I'm already fucking up. I'm already making mistakes. But basically, we used to be able to summon our pets, and the pets would have actions, and you'd have to control the pet actions while also doing your own spells. Back in Realm Reborn, we were the dot class, so we had like Bio 2, Miasma. I think we had like one other dot. Which, you know, you would dot your targets up, and you know, you'd spread those dots around. And we did have Fester, but Fester used to be an ability that would deal damage based on how many dots you had on your targets, because we eventually got an AoE version, which did the same thing. And what it would do is it would take all of the dots that you had on the targets and deal the maximum amount of damage of those dots at their max time. So basically, man, I'm wording this wrong. Basically, the way Fester worked was, like, say you applied Bio to the target and it dealt 100 damage over 10 seconds. Or 100 damage every second for 10 seconds for a total of 1,000 damage. And then you hit the target with Fester. It would deal 1,000 damage immediately. That was your burst, was Fester. Obviously, that has changed now. We no longer have dots. They've ripped all the dots away. We no longer have that stuff. That's gone. The whole pet system, the whole summoning system has changed. Like I said, Carbuncle is just out and about now. She doesn't do anything, but she does need to be present for the use of all of our primal abilities. Basically, the only Carbuncle unique skill that we get is this here, which is Radiant Aegeus. It's just damage reduction. Something to note is you can see that it says can only be executed while Carbuncle is summoned. This means that if you summon any of your 3 primals or, you know, Aegies before you hit level 90, Carbuncle is technically not present, so you can't use these. So if a bot, you know, a raid wide AoE is going to come up and you're like, oh man, I should try and mitigate this, and you've just summoned, like, you know, Ifrit to the field, you ain't gonna be able to use it. So keep that in mind. It's minor, but it's there. But basically, at its basic level, veering away from the dot-based path, it is now focused around your summon phases. Now, I know in Heaven's Ward we gained Dreadworm Trance. We gained access, or, you know, summoners gained access to abilities such as Tri-Disaster, which is AoE, which I think maybe it wasn't Heaven's Ward, maybe that came in Stormblood, because it's at 74. Yeah, it's at 74, so that must have been Stormblood. But, where are we? So, you know, we gained new abilities in Heaven's Ward. Searing Light is brand new, I think. This is a raid-wide damage buff for everybody. Pain Flare is just our AoE Fester. I think that's technically new. It used to be known as something else. Now it's known as Pain Flare. Energy Drain is still around. Energy Drain. So Energy Drain is funny. So you can see deals unexpected damage, grants Aether Flow 2, and then, you know, further on it upgrades and grants further ruin for 60 seconds. Shares a recast timer with Energy Siphon, which is the AoE version of Energy Drain. It used to be that Aether Flow was just an ability we had, and you would use Aether Flow, and then it would give us 2 stacks, to use Energy Drain. And Energy Drain would just deal damage and then restore your mana. Well, obviously that's changed now. Energy Drain is now just an OGCD, gives you Aether Flow stacks, and then those Aether Flow stacks are used to cast Fester. So there you go, there's your burst. Ruin is still our filler. We've always had Ruin. It's now fully upgraded to like Ruin 3. That's just our filler ability. You find you're not really going to use it very much in this iteration of Summoner, which is nice. And you got all this stuff right here. This is all new. Well, all this is new. These are new right here. Not all this. I mean, these are new. Okay, they had to rework a lot of things based off of the new summoning system. You can see we have these spells Gemshine and Precious Brilliance here. These are what happens when your Carbuncle is triggered into what we call the primal phase. Summon Bahamut is still here as normal. We got that at, let's see, it says level 70, right? So level 60, we got Dreadworm, or 58, we get Dreadworm Trance. 60, you gain access to Death Flare, which is OGCD. Just burst damage. Astral Impulse replaces Ruin. It's just insta cast. Astral Flare replaces Tri Disaster. That's your AoE. And Kindle Bahamut. This is something that we get at level 70 because now your Dreadworm Trance just turns into Summon Bahamut. So that was all Heaven's Ward into Stormblood. So those are still the same. And then in Shadowbringers, we also got Summon Phoenix, which now when Summon Bahamut is used the first time, it will then change to Summon Phoenix after the cooldown's up. So you'll flip-flop between Bahamut and then Phoenix, and using the skills accordingly. This is all stuff that if you've played Summoner before, you'll know that these have been in there since the existence of time. Anything past level 80, so the Ruby, Topaz, and Emerald Catastrophes, Crimson Cyclone, Crimson Strike, Mountain Buster, Slipstream are all new. There's a ton of trades. I can't even begin to go over them because I'm no expert. As you can tell, my explanation is terrible. But what I can do for you guys is I can give you a demo. I can show you what I know. So in today's Summoner, which is, you know, different from previous Summoners, but like I said, we have Ruin. That's just our filler ability. Costs a little mana, does a little damage. Tri Disaster is the AoE version. Obviously didn't hit anything else because it's not close enough. It is what it is. Now you might be saying like, well, geez, Garok, like, what's Carbuncle doing? Carbuncle's sitting there doing nothing. You're absolutely right. Carbuncle's doing nothing, and you can see most of our stuff is all grayed out. So usually you're gonna open up your fight. If you have a countdown, you'll pre-cast Ruin, slap the thing with some damage. You get an Energy Drain. You can see we get our Aether Flow stacks, and now we have access to Fester. And then you're going to trigger Aether Charge, which later becomes Dreadworm Trance, which later becomes Summon Bahamut. So you can see we have Summon Bahamut. Here he comes. We get all these goodies. Death Flare, bam, Instacast, Fester, Instacast, Fester, Instacast. We got Akmor, which is an ability we get later on. I didn't get to use it because I was too slow. Ruin 4, because we have the effects of Aether Flow and Energy Drain. So you just use that. Blah. It's just OGCD, Instacast, big burst of damage. And now you can see two things have changed, or three things have changed, right? So now we're in what's known as the primal phase. Carbuncle's back. We have Summon Titan, Summon Ifrit, Summon Garuda. And the picture over here with our gems, our gauge, as it were, was Bahamut. It's now Phoenix. And you can see here Summon Phoenix is on cooldown. And when it comes back up, it'll be back. So in this phase, where we would normally summon, like have edgies out and about doing stuff back in a roamer board. We don't have that anymore. Now you have to summon them. So at first, as you can see, it's going to start with Ruby Carbuncle for Ifrit, Topaz Carbuncle for Titan, Emerald Carbuncle for Garuda. It then upgrades them to the old edgies that we're used to. Same things, further upgrades them. Same thing to edgies. No, this is the 90 version. So the 90 version means you get to summon the actual primals, and they come down, they wreak havoc. So you can see here, we'll start with Titan, the big boy. Boom. He's going to come down. He's going to use his ability. Boom. And then he goes away. Whoop. And Carbuncle comes back. But you can see now, for 20 seconds now, we have 4 charges of these here. Topaz, Catastrophe, Topaz Right. These are going to replace your Ruin usage. So for single target, obviously use that. And then you can see we gain Titan's Favor, which allows us to use Mountain Buster. Literally clap them. So you can just alternate one. Boom. I ran out of time. Is what it is. Summon Garuda, same thing. She's going to come out. She's going to blast them. Boom. It's the same thing. Now it's Emerald Right, Emerald Catastrophe. So you just go blam. Garuda's Favor gives us Slipstream. It's got a pretty long cast to it, but it hits pretty hard, and then it leaves like a dot underneath the enemy. Finish off. Boom. 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 And last but not least, we have Ifrit. Comes down, and he does Hellfire. Bam. And same thing. Ruby Right, Ruby Catastrophe. This is very, not a very long cast, but it's got a, it's got cast time. Hits pretty hard. Ifrit's Favor gives us Crimson Cyclone. You charge in, smack them, and then you gotta stay in melee range. Boom. And you hit them, and you come out. And that's your primal phase. With Phoenix, you summon the Phoenix. Very similar to Bahamut, right? Comes out, you get your OGCDs, you get Instacast, you get your Arkmore replacement, which is Enkindle Phoenix, and you just do the thing, and then you're back into primals. That's New Summoner in a nutshell. Not the best. I'll show you a full flow at the end of the video. This is getting kind of long. My explanation was not the best, but I hope you understand that this is way more fast-paced and way more fun, in my opinion, than the old Summoner. The old Summoner would be like ... energy drain, fester, to blow the dots up, and then using your primals like 1 or 2 abilities. That was all it was. It's very boring for me. I mean, I'm sure come Heaven's Ward when we gained access to Dreadworm Trance, and then Stormblood when we had Bahamut, and all of the abilities I demonstrated with Arkmore and all that stuff. Like, all of that, I'm sure, added more to it, but I didn't get to experience that, so I do apologize. But yeah, Summoner in a nutshell. I'll give you a full demo of their goods, their actual like rotation at the end of the video. I'm going to take a minute to talk about their class outfit this time around. Hold on, let me see. Try on. I have it all still hanging out in my inventory for this reason. We're just going to put this on. As you can see, ooh, do I not have the boots? Did I pitch the boots? I must have. Oh no. Oh, well, that's a shame. Or no, I'm still wearing the boots. There we go. Okay. So this is the Summoner outfit for Endwalker. I like it. I think it's pretty nice. It's pretty regal. It's got like a bit of an air of nobility to it. So, it's very nice. I will say the horn gets kind of annoying, but I understand that the Summoner's iconic head wear is definitely with the Summoner horn. It's a big thing. Just about every Summoner set has it. overall, I mean, caster gear can look pretty good. I kind of like my glamour now. It can look good. It's kind of splotchy. It's a lot of pointy hats, a lot of big flowy robes, but sometimes you get some bangers like this, or the summoner class gear, which, I mean, every iteration of it so far has been pretty good. So I do like it. Bonus points for style. PvP I'm going to cover in a different video, obviously as part of my Endwalker PvP series that I've just started up, so look forward to that because that'll be coming out soon now that I'm finished with Summoner. Just to wrap this up, because this is getting pretty long and I still want to demo the actual like full rotation for you guys. Summoner is fun. Try it out. If you tried out Summoner in Realm Reborn kind of like I did and you didn't really like it, try it now. It's a lot different. If you found that Summoner was lacking in earlier expansions, try it out now. Just try it. If you're new to the game, you're looking for a job that's relatively simple to handle, this job is definitely going to be one of the ones for you because it's not that complicated. It's very easy to get into, and it starts slow, ramps up to be really quick. So without further ado, guys, I mean, Summoner, like I said, right now my favorite DPS job to play. It's 10 out of 10 for me. And I'm just going to close out the video. I'm going to do a little rotation demo for you, and yeah, let's go. So we'll just start over. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, let me just do the demo here and then I'll close it out. I don't know what else to say. I'm going off script here now, so we'll just do boom, 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 bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, 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 2 seconds, boom, primal phase, boom, and with that, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, bring out the Garuda, boom, slipstream, boom, 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 little Ifrit action, charge it up, boom, boom, charge it, ba-bam, hit him with the hammer, ba-bam, hit him with the ruin, boom. Okay, we got about a second here, so we'll fill in, boom, boom, do it all over again with Phoenix, boom, boom, boom. 5 seconds, 2, boom, and then rinse and repeat. Bam, boom, bam, and boom, and boom, boom. Whoops, ran out of rope. Bam. And then it's just rinse and repeat over and over again. So we'll reset that. So again, that's probably not the most optimized rotation. I'm sure there's probably better rotation through the summons. Summons, from what I understood, from what I've read, tend to be situational depending on boss mechanics. Like, do you need mobility? You might want to summon Titan or Garuda since their attacks are instantaneous. If you don't need mobility, maybe summon Ifrit because technically his attacks hit stronger, but you have to stay stationary for him. So it's, you know, feel free to correct me on that, but that's the demo, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching it and putting up with my ramble. Again, if you have questions, comments, concerns, or you want to correct anything that I've said, please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Please be gentle with me. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more from my channel, if you want to follow my content, you want to catch up on all of my series, or you want to catch me live when I stream Fridays and Saturday nights on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Every little bit helps, and I am gunning for 10 just 10 subscribers before the end of the year. It would really be cool. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.